Hello to everybody now. How are you, my people?
Mm. We are good.
Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year to you too.
Hope you spent a good holiday, and I hope you started the year well. Yeah, me too. I started the year well. Everything is good, and we embark on to what we have to do for the year 2024. And today we start. Today is 8th of the year 2024. So we start with the natural pest control as our first class of the year 2024. And we look forward to finish up the remaining classes so that we can issue the test and later the certificate. And therefore, we'll also give out the workbooks.
Excellent. Yes.
And
Perfect.
soon also, we are planning also to print out also the T-shirts of Nature's Promise. So it's lovely and I'm happy. And it's my pleasure to meet you once again. So today we start from natural pest control, how we can control the pest naturally without using chemicals that destroy the soil. So this is the most, I think you will enjoy this class. So let us start from natural pest control. Natural pest control. So what is natural pest control? It refers to the control methods that rely on natural, you can say chemical-free remedies. So this is the meaning of natural pest control. So let us proceed from essential oils to fly traps to food grade diatomaceous earth. Several natural elements can help control the pest population. So yeah, so these solutions are often safe for pets and small children. So they are safe from pets and small children.
Duncan,
So
excuse me. What is that
yeah,
word for something for food grade something earth? What was that?
it's like a food grade diatomaceous.
Tomasius.
Yeah, diatomaceous.
I can't get the word. Food grade Okay, you have to write that out for me separately, please. Right, thank you.
Is that diatomaceous earth?
Ah,
yes,
okay.
diatomaceous earth. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, that's. Thank you, Awik. You're a good student. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Let's proceed. The non-chemical methods of pest control. We start from the non-chemical methods of pest control. So the non-chemical methods of pest control. Pest control devices use mechanical or physical methods to trap, destroy, repel, or mitigate pests. Pest control devices use mechanical or physical method to trap, destroy, repel, or mitigate pests. They don't use any pesticide. They don't use any pesticide. For example, glue noisemakers, shiny foils, that frighten birds, shiny foils that frighten birds, and bug zappers are the best control devices, and buggers are the best bug zappers. Bug zappers are the best control devices. Does anybody have got a question, please?
No.
Okay,
Not at
I'll
the
ask. Okay.
You
Okay.
carry on. Sorry, Warwick.
A bug zapper is, as far as I know, is something usually plugged into electricity. But sometimes they're just things that we hang in the tree that don't have electricity.
Yeah.
But we Western people would see a bug zapper as something electrical. Zap, electrocuting the insect. But bug traps, traps that we hang in the tree sometimes.
Okay.
Just vocabulary, maybe. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. Okay. So we proceed. What is eco-friendly pest control? Somebody may ask, eco-friendly pest control. What is eco-friendly pest control? Eco-friendly pest control use products that utilize biological. They are like the eco-friendly pest control companies use products that utilize biological, so they don't interfere with the environment. So these controls are like, sense, taste, and oils combined with safer, greener chemicals, greener chemicals. Here are eco-care pest control. Here at eco pest control, we use specifically formulated, treated, designed to specially target pests. So these ones, they target pests while being completely safe for people and most pets. You get it?
Yeah, thank you.
So they are completely safe for people and most pets, so they don't interfere with anything. Let's proceed. What is the best natural pesticide? What is the best natural pesticide? Natural insect solution to try at home. Natural insecticides to try at home. So these are some of the solutions of insecticides to try at home. Chili pepper insecticide spray. Chili pepper insecticide spray. The oils secreted by chili peppers make excellent alternative to synthetic insecticide. The oil secreted by chili peppers make excellent alternatives to synthetic insecticide. The second one, tomato leaf insecticide. Tomato leaf insecticide. The next one, oil spray insecticide. Oil spray insecticide. The fourth one, I mean, neem oil insecticide. Neem oil insecticide. Neem oil insecticide. The fifth one, diatomaceous earth insecticide. Diatomaceous earth insecticide. The last, garlic insecticide. Garlic insecticide. The next one, biological methods of controlling pests. Biological methods of controlling pests. Biological methods of controlling pests. They are generally considered to be three different types of biological pest control argumentation. Pest control argumentation. Conservation and importation. They are generally considered to be three types of biological pest control argumentation, conservation, and importation. They are generally considered to be four methods of biological pest control. Pest control: predation, parasitism, competition, and pathogen introduction. And pathogen introduction. They are generally considered to be four methods of biological pest control: predation, parasitism, competition, and pathogen introduction. Best methods to protect plants from pests. Best methods to protect plants from pests. Subtopic: how to protect plants from insects and disease. How to protect plants from pests and insects or pests and diseases. The first one, water at the base of plants to reduce fungal diseases. Water at the base of plants to reduce fungal diseases. So if you don't water all over the crop. So to reduce the pest, to control the pest, you should just take your water can and you water just the bottom of the plant, at the base of the plant where the roots are. You just water there. This will reduce fungal diseases. This will reduce fungal diseases. More so, the plant which is mostly attacked by fungal is tomatoes. So this is the best way to water plants to reduce fungal diseases. The next one, keep your plants healthy. Keep your plants healthy. Keep your plants healthy. And how do you keep your plants healthy? How do you keep your plants healthy? You should ensure you use the right method of planting. Don't use chemicals. You use organic manure and everything. And you make sure you treat your soil well. So you should always keep your plants healthy. Grow plants that differ and even repel pests. Grow plants that even differ or repel pests. So there are plants, when you grow them, we have like where if you there are some plants if you grow them in your farm, then pests will not attack your crops, and they will be good and they will help. So they are like we have got lemongrass is also the best, and the smell. Some of the pests don't like the smell of the lemongrass. So, and many of the plants, there are most of the plants if you grow in your garden. Also, if you plant kales, there are some local plants here in my village. If you plant them near even the kales, then it will not be easy for the insects or animals like small insects to attack your plants. So it would be nice. The fourth one, most natural insecticides only work when insects are present. Most natural insecticides only work when insects are present. But pepper can be effective. So I prefer in your small garden or in your farm, at least you should grow pepper. Pepper is really good. It's not only good for human use, but also to protect your plants from insects. Please proceed. How to control pests at home. How to control pests at home. Clean up after meals. Clean up after meals. Clean up after meals. Put all rubbish into the bin. Put all rubbish into the bin. Put all rubbish into the bin. Wrap all food scraps tightly. Wrap all food scraps tightly in paper before putting them in the bin. So you should wrap them. This will prevent the pest. Keep all the benches, cupboards, and floors clean and free of food scraps. Free from food scraps. So this also will prevent like cockroaches from getting into your house. Regularly clean behind stoves, refrigerators, and other household appliances. So you should always clean regularly. Natural enemies of insects, pests. Natural enemies of insect pests. Tachinid flies. The first one, tachinid flies. So these are natural enemies of insects, pests. So pests, insects that destroy. So these are also some of the natural enemies of them. Tachinid flies, seaweed flies, spiders, predatory mites, parasitoid wasps, predatory bugs, mantids, lady beetles, We proceed. Somebody may ask, is vinegar good for pest control? Is vinegar good for pest control? I hope you know vinegar. I hope so.
Yes.
Vinegar is one of the best ingredients to make pest control spray. I wonder why people should go to the shops, to the agrovets to buy chemicals to spray to their crops, and yet there are best natural ways to control pests, and it's cheaper. You just get them from nature. So my advice is that let us use natural pest control instead of chemicals. It is good effective in repelling ants. So vinegar is good in repelling ants, mosquitoes, fruit flies, and many others. So it's good for many things. This vinegar, it's the best way, the best for controlling pests. So, to my experience, I've seen when during planting season in my area, I saw different people when some of the crops, maize, were attacked by pests. I saw them taking chemicals and spraying. Here is the advice, and here is what they should do instead of using chemicals, because this video will go worldwide and people can learn from it. The first one, neem oil and garlic spray. Neem oil and garlic spray. Neem oil and garlic spray. So, harness the power of organic insecticides derived from neem oil or garlic. Harness the power of organic insecticide derived from neem oil or garlic. These natural solutions repel pests and disrupt their feeding and reproduction cycles. These natural solutions repel pests and disrupt their feeding and reproduction cycles. Dilute the oil or garlic in water and apply it to your maize crops regularly, particularly during susceptible growth stages. Particularly during susceptible growth stages. I stress there because most of the people really use a lot of chemicals, and I'm really mad at it. How to make natural pesticides. How to make natural pesticide. Hot pepper solution. Hot pepper solution. So the first one is hot pepper solution. The second one, a general repellent. It is effective for caterpillars. So this pepper solution is effective to caterpillars, cabbage worms, ants, aphids, beetles, and cutworms. And these cutworms, they are dangerous because they usually cut the stem of the plants. So it's good. This pepper, you see, so people should grow more pepper. So people should start growing more pepper. Recipe. Hello, Tayebwa.
Hi, Tayebwa.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Happy New Year, Tayebwa.
Fine.
Happy
Good.
New Year.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good to
Let's
see you
proceed.
here.
All right, thank you.
So you can mute because there's a noise coming from the background. Okay, let's proceed. People who grow cabbages will use hot pepper solution, and because it's really good for the plants. And hot pepper is a type. We were proceeding, and we were in how to make natural pesticides. So we started with the hot pepper solution. So the hot pepper solution is a general repellent, and it is effective for caterpillars, cabbage worms, ants, aphids, beetles, and cutworms. So it's good. So we are going to recipe. Finely chop 15 peppers and add 1 liter. So if you have got 15 peppers, you should add 1 liter of water. The third one, onion brew. Onion brew. The next one is garlic brew. Garlic brew. The fifth one is mint, in bracket mentha. The sixth one is tomato leaf spray. The seventh one is wood ash. And the last one is neem. The last one is neem. Examples of natural pesticides. Example of natural pesticides. Example of natural pesticides. Nicotine. Nicotine. So it is extracted from tobacco. So this is the example of pesticide, nicotine, which is extracted from tobacco. Pyrethrum, extracted from chrysanthemum flowers. And rotenone, extracted from Tuberdaris elliptica, are plant derived. So all of them are plant derived. So these are the natural pest control, nicotine, pyrethrum, and rotenone. So they are best in natural pest control. What are natural controls? Natural control refers to the maintenance of insect population within certain bounds by environmental conditions or factors. So natural control refers to the maintenance of insect population within certain bounds by environmental conditions or factors. Both non-biological and biological factors, they both contribute to the natural control of insects. So they both contribute to the natural insects control. They include physical factors such as weather, e.g., cold winters can reduce some insect population. Cold winters can reduce some insect population. So Nicola, when it's winter, don't cry. This will reduce some insects control in your country. So when it is cold, some insects will be reduced in population. So it helps. So this is one of the physical factors that helps in reducing insects control. The next one, how to control pests organically. How to control pests organically. Organic pest management include the use of phenomenon traps, release of beneficial insects, use of traps, crops, and other organically approved techniques. So these are the organically control of pest management may include the use of phenomenon traps and its releases of beneficial insects, use of trap crops, and other organically approved techniques. So you should use traps of crops and other, like we have got crops like some plants that trap insects. Yeah, so they are also good in controlling pests, like Venus flytrap. This is one of the plants that usually feed through insects, so it can control pests. 3 types of controls. So 3 types of controls. 3 types of controls: feed forward, concurrent, and feedback are the main types of control. So it is the role of the management to determine which measures are relevant for the farm. Mark this, it is the role of the management to determine which measures are relevant for the farm depending on the type of projects being done in the organization. So it is the management to determine which measures are relevant for the farm depending on the types of project being done in the organization. Feed forward controls identify and generate solutions to problems before they occur. So this feed forward, it controls, identify, and it generates solutions to problems before they occur. So we are advised also to use feed forward to identify and generate solutions to problems before they occur. Natural alternative of insects. This is the last part of the topic of today, the class of today. So this is the last one I will tackle, and we said goodbye for the class of today. So the last part of natural pest control is natural alternative of insecticides. Natural alternatives of insecticides. The first one, use gardening techniques that encourage vigorous plant growth and discourage pests. Use gardening techniques that encourage vigorous plant growth and discourage pests. Second one, choose pest-resistant garden plants that provide habitat for wildlife. Choose pest-resistant garden plants that provide habitat for wildlife. The next one, plant a variety of species. Plant a variety of species. Don't just plant one type of crop. You should plant different types of crops. And when you plant different types of crop, you'll find maybe this plant pests don't like it. So it will scare away the pests from getting into some of your crops. Rotate crops regularly. You should rotate crops regularly. So each and every time you plant or each season, you should use different type of crops. Also, you should try companion planting. You should try companion planting. Try companion planting. Thank you so much for listening to my teaching, and that is the last subtopic for the class of today, and that is the end of my teaching. So it's
Thank
time
you,
for
Duncan.
conclusion.
Yeah, thanks.
For
Thank you,
anybody who has
Duncan.
a question, and also I hear from your side. Thank you so much.
My understanding is that, and I think you told me this before, just clarify this for me, is that organic crops in themselves, non-hybrid seeds, non-GMO seeds, organic crops in themselves are more resilient to pests and insects and better, and they have better resilience. Is that correct?
Yeah, they are not easily attacked by pests.
That's amazing. So if you had a farm, all right, and you wanted to say, okay, all right, let's say I'm going to go with a vinegar spray, right? So I'm going to put in some vinegar and I'm going to mix that with water. Okay. And I'm always going to go what the most practical thing is that I'm going to do. So I'm going to create my bottle, my spray bottle. Okay. And I'm going to go all over my crops. Is that correct? Can I do it that way? The
Yes, you
same thing
can.
with a garlic spray, right? You
Yeah.
literally just shred out the garlic, put it in the water, get your garlic infused water and just spray it everywhere. Is that correct?
Yeah, I just spray, yeah.
Okay. And are these the methods that you yourself, and the same thing with chili? Is that correct? You do the same with chili?
Yeah, the same with chili. So chili, you pluck 15 peppers of chili
Yeah.
and you use 1 liter.
Okay. Okay.
Every 15 chilies, 1 liter of water.
Okay, so it's quite intense. Now
Yeah.
I can imagine that vinegar and that garlic don't affect the crops in any way. Does chili affect the crops? Do any of these
No.
things actually affect the crops? They're fine, they live on the crops, there's not a problem. Is that correct?
Yeah, they are good. That is why they are used the best in that is why they are natural ways of pest control.
So they
This
don't
is
affect
because
they don't affect the crops themselves, they don't affect the flavor later on. They all just go naturally dissolve, and that's correct.
yeah, they don't affect crops.
Okay.
They
And
don't
how
affect.
often do you have to respray? Because this is really brilliant information. You see, for me, because I'm a student and I'm imagining here in the urban context, if somebody has a balcony garden, or if somebody has a garden, a small garden, okay, all right, is it literally they can create their own pesticides organically and naturally? And that absolutely is a wonderful thing to know. That is truly a wonderful, wonderful thing to know. But one of the things, I mean, if you had to do your spray, imagine if you had a vinegar spray, how often would you do it? Once a week, twice a week? How often?
You can do it. It will depend on the period. Maybe it can depend on maybe on the period of time or the stage of your crops. So mostly I prefer like you maybe if you want to spray, you can spray like when the plants are still in a young stage.
Okay.
So when they grow up mature and they will be like now resistant. So the pest will not attack them. So it's like let's say like twice in a week. No, like yeah, 2 times maybe.
Okay. And you say as well that it's best to start spraying with these natural pesticides really early on in the growing of these crops. Does that increase the resilience then?
Yeah, it's always like prevention is better than cure. So
Yes, of course.
you start in the early stage, it will be good. But when you start when they are mature, it's when you start when your crops are. So it's always good to start when your crops are still in younger stage.
But of course that's to protect the crops. But if you start, yeah, of course you want to protect the crops right from when they're small, okay, and young and they're growing. Okay, that's great. I get that. But if you start early, does that increase a natural inbuilt resilience in the crops? Do they absorb some of the pesticide function or what?
you know, spraying this, like, you know, when you spray the like, for example, when you spray the, let's say the tomatoes.
Yes.
This will be like, you know, tomatoes are mostly attacked by blight.
Right.
At their blight.
Okay.
You understand? At
Yeah.
their, maybe when they are at their early stage. So you just spray
Yeah.
in the early stage so that the crops to get used to it, you know.
Yeah.
So it will
Okay.
be like, so the crops will be like resisting. So
Yeah.
when it grows, it will be like resistance now.
Okay. So it
And
develops resistance.
by the time you spray, there is now disease or insect will come there. So the crops will grow from the early stage to mature stage healthy.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
You're not getting my question. My question is this. If you start spraying when they are young, of course you're going to protect them so that they can grow, right? But what I'm saying is this, I'm saying, do they absorb resistance? If you start growing young, you're going to have, if you start spraying young, you have to keep on spraying. You don't stop spraying because they've absorbed resistance. You have to keep spraying, and you just spray young to stop them being attacked. Doesn't mean you have to stop spraying.
No. You don't need to stop spraying.
Yeah. You have to keep spraying. You just start spraying early. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So to bring, like, they absorb the resilience, you know, so that they will be resistant.
They do absorb the resilience, is what you're saying.
Yes.
They do absorb resilience.
Yes,
okay, that's incredible. Does it affect the flavor? Doesn't affect the flavor.
No, it doesn't affect the flavor.
But they do absorb resilience. That's incredible.
Yes.
So what pest controls do you use, Duncan? Because I know you grow maize, kale, tomatoes, loads of things. What pest controls do you use?
I myself, there are plants in I just know them in my like they are locally available, but I will try to find the names maybe later and send to you. Yeah, these type of plants, we are advised to grow them.
Okay.
We are advised to grow them, and when you grow them, it produces this a certain smell it produces. More so if you plant kales and you plant these plants like just in between the kales, you know.
Yeah.
Then your plant will not be attacked by aphids or anything. Like your kales won't be attacked, you know.
That's amazing. So you intercrop with plants that give off odors.
Yes.
You lightly intercrop with plants that give off odors that will repel. But will they have to be very specific for that crop? So you have the one that you use that you intercrop with your kale so that it's specific to that crop.
No, it's not specific. You can use this to anything. You can use this to tomato. You can use this to so even when in this when you grow this type of plant, by the time I grew kales and so you know when you go early in the morning to check, you will find like the worms have died. So because of the smell, you know, you will find like you can see. I don't know if you know the green worms. You will just find them. They have died on the top of the kale. You know? Amazing. Yeah, of this plant because they don't like the smell of the plant, and this keeps them away. And some of them will lead to their like dying. It's like suffocating when they hear the plant. The smell is like suffocating. So. Yeah. Okay. So then they die. Okay, fine. It's fascinating. Well, anyhow, then they're already by that stage. Then they become organic food for birds. Okay. Yeah, of course. So that's great. So it's just organic food for birds, and it's great. Organic takeaway. It's fantastic for the birdies.
Garlic and chili flavored worms.
Garlic and chili, specially prepared by the farmer. Garlic and chili flavored organic takeaway worms, ready for the birds. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah. Okay. Well, we can tell us what they use in their country also.
Sorry, was that to me?
You can also tell us what you use in your country.
Well, I must confess that I actually don't grow vegetables. I'm a very lazy boy, but yes, I know we use many of the things you say. But I have a question. I think Nicola might be in this area that you you don't want to spend. Do you want to spend too much time spraying for something that is not a problem or that has not yet happened? I think that was part of your dilemma, that you might spend half your gardening life spraying vinegar on plants that are not under attack. So you'd need to tailor what you spray to the type of pests you normally get in that area where you live.
So it's appropriate. My question really was about, if you start early, do you develop resilience in the plant? Okay. And clearly what Duncan is saying, of course, you start early to stop having them attacked. But what I wanted to know is, if you start early, do you develop that resilience early? And what Duncan is saying is, yes, the resilience gets developed, which is very interesting. So basically that forms a coating, or it forms a covering around the plant so that it protects it. That's very interesting. Yeah, very
genetic. I would say the plant is not, say, genetically changed in any way to become more resilient. No,
not at all.
Because I think the whole adventure of growing plants is that we are usually after something that gives more crop or more delicious fruit, which needs special protection by us or from us to give us more. Of course, then I think you earlier asked that plants that rely on GMOs, that rely on insecticides and fertilizers, they probably give higher crop yields, but at a cost, to the environment, of using, non-organic poisons, and the way in which fertilizer really kills the biota in the soil.
I mean, the issue here, it takes us back to that first class, which was really the whole thing of natural farming. Sorry to interrupt you, Warwick, which was basically that Duncan taught us that Fukuoka was able to reproduce in natural farming over a long period of time. In fact, the equal yields, if not more, of the mechanized and industrialized farming practices. So that really does stick in my mind, that in fact, over the long term, we gain greater resilience from a resilient earth by not using the short-term resilience of the insecticides and pesticides and the fertilizers, but we gain greater long-term resilience from not using.
And I'd also add that over the long term, the fertilizers and the fertilizers deplete the soil in the sense. Yeah, so it's a two-way street, that you build organic matter. That's what I think soil is. It is dirt that is really occupied by a whole natural system of living organisms that allows us to. Whether we produce the maximum, compared to a first crop under GMO, that's a question. But as we've heard many times, that GMOs require, like the weedicide to kill the weed, but not the GMO plant. The weeds, by natural selection, will create weeds that are resistant to Roundup. And each year, the weeds become more resistant. You use more Roundup, and it becomes a treadmill in the wrong direction, forever. So yes, there's two things in two directions, as you said. One is increasing the natural order we're trying to do, and by avoiding the depletion that, GMOs and I'm not sure what we call that, the industrial type production. And I will add that I think this has been around ever since civilization, or since
100%. 100%.
That we've been anything that is monocrop is going to need more attention, and so this is, as Duncan was saying, that if we can intercrop or mix vegetation, you may have your plants all over the place instead of all in a row or in a patch, but you have less trouble with insects. And we also like to put the plants together that support each other, and insects are confused by by crop, alternate rows of a certain crop. But they certainly arrive at a cabbage patch that's miles and miles of cabbages or miles and miles of corn. The insect that loves corn thinks it's in paradise. It's a little like humans, where we end up we're taking over the world by overpopulation. So I think that's what the insects do. They arrive at a cornfield, and the population of the insect that eats corn just explodes. And that's what I think the plagues in the Bible are all about. Egypt was one of the early civilizations, and it had many of these problems. The plague of insects, I forget the 7 plagues of Egypt, but many of them fit perfectly into this scene of, agriculture, open fields, monocropping. That's what the Egyptians and the Mesopotamians did, and then their fertile land ended up desert or, depleted anyway.
Yes, thank you. Duncan.
Back to Duncan. Meanwhile, back at the farm.
So Duncan, are you using any sprays? Are you making your own sprays?
To me, I don't use sprays for now because I grow the local plants that scare away pests from their side.
That's very, very interesting. Very interesting.
And,
Please
and also there are crops. Onions. If you grow onions in between kales, your kales won't be attacked by insects. The smell of the onions, most of the insects don't like it. So if you plant kales, please grow onions, and for insects to attack your crops will not be easy.
That's fascinating. It's amazing.
And I heard a story that yes, if you grow onions near your strawberries won't like it. And I remember somebody saying they had a lifetime of poor attempts to grow strawberries, but they were growing them right near their onions. So
that's really interesting.
That's really interesting. We call companion planting. There's also the reverse of it, things that don't go together well.
That's interesting. Onions and strawberries don't like each other.
No, and and sometimes it may be the pH of the soil or the type of soil that favors one plant and not another.
Yeah.
So you need to work out which plants thrive in which type of soil, or even in a small area it can change.
Yeah. It's interesting. Duncan, could you do us a favor, please, and find out the names of those plants and post them, because I want to see, and just put it on Facebook if you don't mind, because I want to see kind of what they are, and I think that would be relevant as well. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
And I might add that kale has become popular because it is a more hardy version of cabbage, and I forget which greenleaf plants have developed from kale over centuries, but kale is more robust because it's the more basic, natural, primitive, survival type plant.
Mr. Stanley, what are your thoughts? You're muted.
Yeah.
He's gone mute. I think he's a tired man.
Do you have anything more to teach us, or you want to conclude for today?
That is what I have for today. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. So
would you like to say?
Next steps is we will now do them practically. So.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Are you going to say goodbye to your viewers, Duncan?
Yes, of course.
Well, we get that royal wave. What was the Queen's wave? I don't know what it was. Or
okay.
When she said bye-bye to her constituents. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
when you have a king, I'm not sure about his wave.
Because I know Italian, I can speak Italian.
Ah, I didn't know this.
Grazia, grazia to everybody.
Yeah, gracias. Yes.
You're
Yeah.
most welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you,
So
Duncan. Thank you,
thank
Duncan.
you so much for taking your time and hearing my teaching. I'm glad and I'm happy to see happy faces and smiling for the year 2024. So I'm
Excellent.
happy and I wish you all the best and I hope this year will bring change and we'll do a lot together.
100%. 100%. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Absolutely. Absolutely.
bye bye.
Absolutely.
See
Thank
you
you so
next
much.
to my next lesson, of which it will come out soon. When the video will be out, please subscribe and share my video so that it can reach most of the people in the world.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much
Gracias.
indeed.
Gracias.
Gracias. Gracias.
Italian people, gracias.
Asante.
The Kenyan people, asante sana.
Asante sana. Okay.
This is local language?
No, and my local language, erokamano.
Erekomano. Ah, that's there we go. I was trying to have my 5 Swahili words, and now there's a whole new thing I've got to do. Erekomano, okay, a whole new thing, a whole new list of tasks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New year, new things.
Yes,
Yeah.
always.
Okay,
Yeah.
that there's an idea that we could, as we gain more viewers, we get the thank you or the good hello and goodbye in the local language. Try to make it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Learn from each other. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Goodbye, ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao. Yeah.
Bye bye,
Zaijian.
everybody.
Okay, ciao.
Begin.